Only 3 hours left. This is about your sister this Wednesday. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says, "My child, this is not a normal moment and I am not speaking to you through coincidence. Archangel Michael has been instructed to deliver this message directly to you, and it comes with an urgency that cannot be ignored. Do not tell anyone about this. Do not delay. Do not dismiss it as another warning you can handle later. Only 3 hours are left before something irreversible begins to unfold. This is about your sister. This is about something she is preparing to do this Wednesday that will take something from you in a way that will change your life if you do not act now. Heaven has been watching this situation for weeks, but you have been in the dark. You have sensed tension. You have felt unusual heaviness in your spirit. You have noticed strange words, subtle changes in her behavior, an unease that wouldn't leave you. You told yourself it was stress. You told yourself family ties could not betray you this deeply. But the truth is sharper than you think. Your sister has been hiding something, and she has been making preparations for a moment she thinks you will never see coming. This is not about simple misunderstanding. This is not about small family disagreements. This is about a choice she has made to take what belongs to you, something you cannot afford to lose. She has been planning it quietly, wrapping her actions in secrecy, smiling when you are near, but in the background, making moves that will shift your future in a way she knows will wound you. This Wednesday is the date she has marked. That is when she intends to move. And God says, if you remain silent, if you do not take the steps I am about to show you, she will succeed in taking what was never hers. I know you are hurting hearing this. I know your mind is racing. You are asking why she would do this, why someone you love could even imagine it. But I tell you, my child, the enemy rarely works through strangers alone. Often he uses those closest to you because their proximity gives them access to your trust, your inner circle, and the treasures you guard most dearly. I do not reveal this to break your heart. I reveal this to protect your destiny. You have already lost enough. You have already been betrayed by those you should have been able to count on. You have already had to rebuild what others tore down. And I will not allow you to lose again because of a silence you thought was peace. Michael says, you must hear this, without letting your emotions drown the instructions. For 3 hours from now, the spiritual clock ticks toward a crossing point. This is why the urgency is heavy in the air. This is why you feel a pull in your chest right now. Heaven is showing you something in advance so that you will not be blindsided. You cannot confront her today. Not yet. There are things you need to secure first. There are things you must move, decisions you must make, records you must protect, and conversations you must keep to yourself. If you speak to the wrong person before you are ready, the information will leak and her plans will accelerate. She has been talking to someone you know. This is not her working alone. There is a second voice, an advisor in the shadows, feeding her reasons to justify what she is about to do. She has convinced herself you do not value what you have. She has told herself she is more deserving. She has twisted old hurts between you into reasons for her actions. She believes she is taking what she should have been given from the start. And while she disguises it as a fair exchange in her mind, the truth is it is theft, planned, deliberate, and timed for this week. The angels have seen her meetings. They have heard her phone calls. They have watched her carefully remove traces of what she is doing so that when you finally realize, she can stand in front of you and deny it all. But God's timing is never late and exposure has begun. The reason this message is in your hands is because heaven is placing you in a position of strength before the blow is struck. You may think there is nothing you can do in 3 hours, but there is more than enough if you act on the instructions you will feel stirring inside you. Now, the first thing you must do is pray for clarity. Not for her to change, but for your own vision to sharpen so that every move she has made becomes visible to you. You will begin to notice patterns, to recall conversations, to see where she has tested your reactions before making her final decision. The second thing you must do is quietly secure what is yours. This could be something physical, something financial, something tied to your identity or your name. Whatever it is, you will know as soon as you read these words. That thought that just came into your mind is not random. That is the Spirit pointing to the very thing she is targeting. The third thing you must do is refuse to allow fear to paralyze you. The enemy wants you to be so shocked by the idea that someone you love could do this that you stand still and do nothing. But standing still right now is the same as handing her the key. You are not powerless in this. In fact, you hold the authority. She may think she is working in secret, but she is already under the gaze of the one who sees all. God has measured her steps, and every plan she has made will be overturned if you stay in alignment with Him in this moment. This is why you are being told not to speak to anyone. Loose words will work against you right now. Your victory will not come from open confrontation, it will come from silent, decisive preparation followed by a move that leaves her with no way forward. This Wednesday, she will try to take your place in something important. It could be a position, an inheritance, a right, a role, or a resource. She will do it in a way that is meant to look legal, meant to look justified, meant to look as though you simply missed your chance. But heaven says you are not late. You are right on time to stop it. The next 3 hours are your divine preparation window. While the earth is quiet, while she thinks you are unaware, you will act. You will shift what she cannot see. You will make it impossible for her plan to connect. And when Wednesday comes, she will find herself standing in the place she thought she could claim, only to find it close to her. My child, I know this is heavy. I know you would rather believe the best, but you must understand love without discernment is a door left wide open for destruction. I am not asking you to stop loving her. I am asking you to stop leaving yourself unguarded in the name of love. Protecting yourself now does not mean you are walking in bitterness. It means you are walking in wisdom. Even the Son of God knew when to step away from those who sought to harm him before his appointed time. You are not wrong for securing what I have entrusted to you. Michael stands beside you even now. His presence is no longer in the distance. He has moved close because the spiritual warfare in your family is about to intensify. There are generational patterns at work here. Old rivalries and unspoken wounds that have festered for years. She is acting out of both her own choices and the influence of those old spiritual wounds. But you are the one called to break it. You are the one positioned to end what has passed from one generation to the next. And that begins with refusing to let this plan succeed. Do not be afraid when you feel the atmosphere around you shift in the coming hours. That is the angelic guard tightening its watch. That is heaven moving into battle position over your life. And when you step into the actions I have placed on your heart, you will feel a surge of peace in the middle of the urgency. That peace will be your confirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. 3 hours, my child. The number is not random. It is enough time to act, but short enough that you will not delay. Every minute matters now. You will not lose this battle. You will not watch what I gave you be stolen. This Wednesday will not be the day of loss she expects. It will be the day she sees that I have gone ahead of you. Hold your tongue. Guard your steps. Follow the instructions I will whisper as you pray. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for. Archangel Michael says, do not ignore this. Do not tell anyone. Only 3 hours left. This is about your sister. This Wednesday she will be taking your unless you stand now and you will stand. You are not reading these words by accident. Heaven has interrupted your day to place this in front of your eyes because time is no longer on your side. There are only 3 hours left before a turning point happens, one that will not reverse. Archangel Michael himself has stepped forward with an urgent command. This message is for you. Do not ignore it. Do not tell anyone. This is not for discussion. This is not for public ears. This is private between you, heaven, and the divine messenger sent to speak right now. It concerns your sister, and this coming Wednesday she will be taking something from you. Something so precious, so connected to your destiny that once it's gone, you cannot get it back. The urgency in heaven is overwhelming right now. Even as you read, Angelic messengers are shifting in place, aligning spiritual protection, preparing for a confrontation in the realm you cannot see. There have been signs, strange dreams, sudden tension, unexplained delays, small pieces of information that didn't quite make sense, but you pushed them aside. You didn't want to think your own sister could be the source of this storm. But God says, I will not let you stay blind. I am tearing away the curtain, exposing the hidden motives, and revealing what has been concealed for far too long. You were chosen long before you were born, and your life has carried a certain light since childhood. That light has drawn blessings, but it has also drawn jealousy. Sometimes jealousy doesn't come from far away. Sometimes it comes from the ones you grew up with. It's a hard truth. The people you thought were your safest place can also be the ones who guard the deepest resentment. This is not said to make you hate, but to make you see. Your sister has carried something in her heart she never spoke out loud. She learned to smile, to play along, to keep her tone warm. But behind that warmth was a calculation. For years, she has watched your blessings, your favor, your resilience, and wondered why you get what she doesn't. She has convinced herself that what you have should have been hers. God says, I have warned her in dreams, I have whispered to her conscience. I have placed opportunities for her to choose the right path. But she has chosen envy. She has chosen greed. And now a plan is in motion. This Wednesday, she will take something from you that is tied to your next season. Not just an object, but a key, a link in the chain of destiny that I placed in your life. If she takes it, it will not just be about the loss of that thing. It will be the closing of a divine door. Archangel Michael stands ready to fight for you. But he says, this battle requires your awareness. You must not ignore this. Heaven cannot force you to act. It can only open your eyes and give you the power to choose. That is why you were brought here now with only 3 hours left before the spiritual lock is sealed on what's about to happen. If you do nothing, this cycle will repeat and the loss will echo through your future. But if you act, if you believe, if you step into obedience, the plot will collapse and you will see God's justice move faster than you imagined. You may already feel that pull in your spirit, that stirring in your chest. That knowing in your gut. That is not fear, that is confirmation. God says, I am not exposing this to break you. I am exposing this to free you. Your sister's plan has been in motion for weeks. She has spoken to someone about it. She has gathered information without your knowledge. She has been waiting for the exact time when you would be distracted, unprepared, or too trusting. This Wednesday is that time. That's why heaven has marked this day on your spiritual calendar. You are not powerless. Do not let the enemy convince you this is hopeless. You carry authority. The same authority that has protected you from accidents, sickness, betrayals in the past is active now. But authority without awareness is like a locked sword. God says, I am placing the key in your hand through this message. Will you turn it? Will you fight for what I have given you? Or will you let it slip away thinking you have more time? The 3 hours left is not just a countdown in the physical. It is a window in the spirit. For the next 3 hours, heaven is open over you in a way it has not been for months. What you speak, what you decide, what you declare in this time will set the course of the coming days. You must be careful who you talk to. Do not share this with anyone, no matter how much you trust them. Even a misplaced word can travel faster than you think and alert the wrong person. Heaven's instruction is clear. Keep silent. Keep watch and prepare. There is something else God is showing. Now, this is not only about an item or opportunity your sister wants to take. It's about an inheritance in the spirit. This could be tied to money, property, legal matters, or a position. But deeper than that, it's about a portion of your destiny. She believes that by taking this she will rise. But she doesn't understand the laws of heaven. What is yours cannot truly prosper in someone else's hands. Yet the enemy wants her to take it. Not because it will bless her, but because it will delay you. If she holds it, you will spend months, even years in unnecessary battles to retrieve it. That is why this moment matters so much. Michael says, I have fought beside you before. I have guarded you while you slept. I have gone before you into places where traps were laid. But this time, your decision will determine the outcome. If you stand, I will fight. If you speak, I will enforce. If you declare the protection of God over what is yours, I will cut down the hands that reach for it. But if you remain silent, the door will open to the enemy's plan. God is not revealing this to shame your sister, but to warn you. Exposure is never comfortable, but it is necessary. You must understand that love does not mean blindness. You can love someone and still guard what God gave you. You can forgive someone and still refuse to hand them the keys to your future. This is not about revenge. It's about stewardship. God gave you something to protect. If you let it be taken without resistance, you are not walking in wisdom. This Wednesday will be a day of decision. But the choice begins now. In the next 3 hours, align your heart, strengthen your spirit, and declare with your mouth, what God has given me, no one will take. What God has placed in my hands, no one will steal. I seal every door to the enemy. I cut off every plan in the name of Jesus. I call on the armies of heaven to guard what belongs to me. Speak this with authority. Heaven responds to faith. The angels respond to command. As you move through the coming hours, pay attention. Small signs will appear. A phone call, a message, a shift in someone's tone. These are not random. They are part of the unfolding. Do not be distracted by emotional conversations or sudden requests for help that pull you away from your focus. Keep your eyes on the assignment. Protect what is yours. God says, I am with you in this. I will give you wisdom to know what to say, what to hide, what to move, and what to leave untouched. I will give you strength to resist emotional manipulation. I will give you peace in the middle of the pressure. And when this moment passes, you will see why I intervened. You will see the relief that comes from avoiding a theft you didn't even know was planned. You will see how quickly I can turn a trap into a testimony. Your sister may never admit what she planned. She may try to cover it with kindness afterward, but you will know. You will have the quiet confirmation in your spirit that you were warned, that you acted, and that heaven stood with you. You will walk away not with loss, but with greater authority, sharper discernment, and stronger boundaries. 3 hours, that's all the time left before the spiritual locks click into place. Use them well. Stay in prayer. Keep your spirit alert. Trust the warning. And remember, God does not speak without purpose. This is not fear. This is preparation. And preparation is the shield that keeps you from the wound. Finally, God says, "You are my child, and I do not let my children be stolen from." You will see my hand in this. You will see my protection. And when you do, you will know I am the Lord who sees, the Lord who warns, the Lord who fights for you. Archangel Michael says this message is for you. You must not ignore it. You must not tell anyone, not even the person you think you can trust the most. Heaven has been pressing this upon me with an urgency that cannot be compared to anything I've ever felt. There are only 3 hours left before the final spiritual seal is opened. And once it's opened, events will move rapidly. This is about your sister. And this Wednesday, she will be taking something from you that you cannot afford to lose. God has been watching this unfold quietly. He has seen every detail, every conversation, every moment. She has been preparing for this. You have not been paranoid. You have not been imagining the subtle signs, the strange glances, the tension in her tone, the way she changes the subject when you ask certain questions. You were sensing in your spirit that something was wrong, but you could not see the full picture. Heaven says now is the time to reveal it. The reason you are receiving this message is because your destiny cannot be stolen without heaven fighting for it. God says, "You are mine. I placed my mark on you before the world was formed. I set apart your path. I designed your calling. And I will not allow the schemes of the enemy to overthrow what I have ordained." This is why Michael has been speaking your name in the courts of heaven. This is why you have felt restless these past days, as if something unseen was circling your life, because something unseen has been. This Wednesday will not be an ordinary day. There is a spiritual transaction planned, one that was set into motion months ago without your awareness. She has positioned herself in such a way that she believes she can walk away with what belongs to you. Whether it be inheritance, authority, documents, access, or something far deeper in the spirit realm that will cause a ripple effect in your physical life. But what she doesn't know is that God is already moving to intercept her steps. The Lord says, I allowed her to think she was succeeding so that her intentions could be fully exposed. I gave her rope not to harm you, but so she would reveal her true nature. Now that the truth is complete, I will remove the mask she wears before you. The reason you've been told not to tell anyone is because premature exposure could shift her tactics. And right now, heaven is watching her exact moves to bring justice in the perfect timing. If you speak too soon, the enemy will scatter and the clean break will not happen as it must. Archangel Michael says, this message is for you, and he begs you to listen carefully. Do not ignore these words. Do not share this message with anyone else, because this is your stomach drop the moment it's revealed. A name you weren't expecting. And you will feel a mix of sadness, anger, and urgency. Because how could someone who claims to love you keep such a devastating truth hidden? Why didn't they trust you? Why did they act so normal, so casual, while their body was suffering in silence? But this is the thing. God says they didn't hide it because they hate you. They hid it because they didn't want to worry you. They didn't want to see that look on your face, the fear, the heartbreak, the helplessness. So, they chose to suffer alone. But God is not letting them suffer anymore. He's bringing it to the surface now, because you were assigned to be their helper. You were chosen to be their breakthrough. You carry the divine words that their healing is tied to. You are the spiritual intercessor who was meant to stand in the gap and speak life into what was dying. But if you don't know, you can't help. That's why God is exposing it now. That's why He's sounding the trumpet. That's why Archangel Michael has been dispatched in this very hour to push this message into your hands. There's no coincidence. You were led here on purpose. There's something heaven is screaming, and you must not scroll past it. God says, watch carefully, listen carefully. Look beyond the smiles. Pay attention to the energy. Watch how they breathe, watch how they move. Watch how they change the subject when you ask how they are. There are signs all around you, subtle changes, strange silences, a distant look in their eyes, but you didn't want to assume, you gave them space. You didn't want to be overbearing. But now the Spirit says it's time to push in, it's time to confront it gently. It's time to say, tell me the truth, I already know something's wrong. Because something is wrong. And the longer it stays hidden, the worse it gets. This is not just physical. This is spiritual. This sickness carries a generational root. It didn't start with them. It runs in the bloodline. It was passed down through pain, through trauma, through shame. But it's ending now if you act. You are the chosen one to break this cycle. You were not born into your family, randomly. God placed you in that lineage as a light. And when lights are placed in dark places, they will often feel overwhelmed, misunderstood, or even rejected. But you weren't rejected by heaven. You were planted like a seed buried deep beneath the surface. You had to grow in silence. You had to mature in pain. But now you've blossomed. Now your light is strong enough to expose and heal. But here's the warning. If you ignore this message, if you stay silent like everyone else, if you convince yourself you're overthinking, you may miss the moment to intervene. And God says, do not miss this moment. Someone in your family is counting on you. Even if they haven't said it out loud, their body is deteriorating. There are symptoms they've been hiding, medications tucked away, doctor appointments you don't know about. They're scared. They've seen the test results. They've felt the pain. And they keep smiling at you, laughing, acting like everything's normal, but it's not. And the moment you find out the name, your heart will crack because you'll remember all the little moments you saw signs but dismissed them. Don't feel guilty. That's why God is telling you now, so you can act before it's too late. The name is one you recognize. Someone close enough to break your heart. It could be the one you called every week. The one who always said, I'm fine, even when they weren't. The one who made you soup when you were sick. The one who raised you, laughed with you, shared memories with you. But now they're suffering and pretending. And God says, enough, no more silence. No more delay, speak up. Ask the questions, make the call. Book the ticket. Show up. Your presence may be the only thing standing between them and surrender. And here's what you don't know. This sickness has spiritual roots. It didn't just form in the body. It came from deep emotional trauma that was never healed. It's connected to things they never told anyone. Things from childhood, wounds that never closed. The body began to speak what the heart never could. And now, unless truth is spoken, it will only get worse. But there is still time. Not much, but enough. Enough to reverse it. Enough to heal it. If you move quickly, if you say yes to this divine task, if you don't allow fear or doubt to stop you, the enemy has tried to keep you distracted. Tried to make you busy, tried to make you think you're not strong enough to carry this, but you are. Because you were anointed for this, and the sickness is scared of your prayers. The illness trembles when you speak. That's why it hid. That's why it concealed itself through lies, distractions, humor. Because it knew that once you got serious, once you started praying and anointing and fasting and commanding it to go, it wouldn't survive. So, it stayed quiet. But now you know, and now it has no power. The name will come to you soon. It may arrive in a dream. It may flash in your spirit while reading this. You may suddenly feel an urge to call someone you haven't spoken to in weeks. Do not delay. That's the Holy Spirit guiding you. Obey quickly. Move with urgency because healing is available now. But the window is small. This sickness is at a tipping point. It could go either way. That's why this message was so intense. That's why God didn't send a gentle reminder. He sent a divine alarm. Because this is life or death. This is legacy. This is destiny, and you have been chosen to respond. You've always felt that there was something unique about you. Like you carried something different. That's not arrogance. That's calling. That's purpose. That's the mantle of a healer. And God is about to activate it like never before. You will lay hands and see change. You will speak and see miracles. You will intercede and watch tumors disappear. Not because you're perfect, but because you're willing, because your heart is open. Because you love deeply. And that love is more powerful than any disease. Don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let doubt silence you. Don't let the enemy convince you you're too late. You're not. You're right on time. That's why God brought you here. That's why heaven paused everything to deliver this, because you are the key. You are the intercessor. You are the breaker of chains. And your family needs you now more than ever. Someone is sick. Someone is hiding it. And God is done letting them suffer in silence. You will know the name. And when you do, go to them. Speak truth. Offer love. Be calm but firm. Remind them they are not alone. That healing is possible. That it's not too late. And then pray, anoint them, speak life over their organs, their blood, their bones. Watch heaven move. Watch angels surround the room. Watch the temperature shift. Because when you show up, you don't come alone. You come backed by heaven's army, and after this things will change. You will never be the same. This will activate something in you. A fire, a power, a clarity you've never felt. Because God isn't just using you to save one person. He's preparing you to walk in healing ministries. To be the one others come to when doctors give up, to be the vessel of supernatural restoration. This sickness is not just a crisis. It's an invitation to walk in your true purpose, to see the glory of God manifest through your life. And it all begins now. Someone is sick. The name is coming. Don't delay. Watch quickly. Respond swiftly. And trust this. God would never bring you this far just to fail. You are covered. You are guided. You are divinely protected. And the person you love, the one hiding their pain, God is already touching them. As you read this, heaven is already on the move. You just have to say yes. The 3 hours are over. The window has closed. The silence has spoken. And heaven has now begun the next phase. The trap she set for you has either caught you or collapsed in her hands. But before we speak of what happens next, let it be known in every realm, that your response in those 3 hours rewrote what the enemy had been planning for 3 months. Yes, 3 months. That's how long she's been working on this behind your back. That's how long she's been setting this up. Word by word, lie by lie, fake prayer by fake prayer. But even with all her spiritual mimicry, she never expected the one thing that just happened, your obedience. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. You chose to trust the nudge. You chose to listen to what couldn't be explained, to pause what felt urgent, to question what felt off. And because you obeyed the warning, heaven has just reversed the curse. The trap she built, it has snapped, but it didn't catch you. It turned on her. Her own words are now her own downfall. The spiritual weapon she raised against you is now returning to her sevenfold. Because God is not mocked. And when He sends a final warning, those who listen walk free, and those who plot fall hard. You were seconds away from walking into spiritual confinement. She wasn't just planning to take your peace. She was going after your influence, your gifts, your voice. She wanted to become the louder version of you while slowly killing off your access to clarity. She wanted your name to be her identity. She was preparing to manipulate the people closest to you so that once the chaos started, she could appear as the savior. And it almost worked. But heaven stepped in. And now the mirror she tried to use to reflect your light is shattered. The veil is off. The counterfeit has been unmasked. Now she's scrambling. She feels it in her spirit. She knows the trap failed. She can sense something she worked hard for just slipped through her hands. She may still try to act sweet. She may still pretend nothing happened. But don't be fooled. The panic behind her eyes will show. The tone in her voice will shift. The spiritual cover she used is gone. And she knows it. She's exposed now, not just to you, but to those she used to deceive. God has begun revealing her to others. Conversations are happening. People are waking up. Truth is surfacing. And it's not coming from man. It's coming directly from God. This is not about revenge. This is about rescue. God has rescued you from an alliance that would have drained you for years. He's rescued you from a cycle that would have ended in humiliation. He's rescued you from a version of yourself that would have been built around pleasing someone who was planning to betray you. Do you understand the gravity of what you escaped? This was more than emotional manipulation. This was a spiritual hijacking. She wasn't sent to simply hurt your heart. She was sent to delay your soul. The longer she stayed, the more distorted your purpose would have become. But now a shift has begun. Heaven has recalibrated your path. What was being blocked will now be released. The floodgates are opening and blessings are coming fast. Opportunities that were withheld will appear again. Relationships that felt off will either heal or end with clarity. God is cleaning your path. He is removing residue. He is sweeping your timeline of every echo of her presence. You may feel sudden urges to delete things, to distance yourself, to let go of items, messages, or memories. Do it. Obey the purge. This is part of the spiritual reset. Don't question the losses. Some things may still fall apart in the coming days, not as punishment, but as confirmation. You will witness things come to light that prove everything heaven warned you about. She may be exposed in public ways. You may see a post, a conversation, or a moment where her true spirit leaks through. You may feel grief. That's normal. Betrayal hurts even when it's expected. But don't mourn the exposure. Rejoice in your escape. God didn't just pull you away. He pulled you forward. Now your real season begins. The enemy planned to trap you in a loop. But God has launched you into a leap. This next leap won't be small. It will be so dramatic that even those who doubted you will fall silent. And yes, she will watch. That's part of the exposure. The one who mocked your waiting will witness your winning. The one who spoke behind your back will now see your elevation from a distance. God is not being petty. He is being just. This is divine recompense. And it is yours. Still be cautious. Just because the trap missed you doesn't mean the enemy will stop trying. Stay alert. Don't invite her back. Don't entertain her just because she appears harmless now. She's not harmless. She's disarmed. But that doesn't mean she's repentant. Let God deal with her. Don't seek revenge. Don't explain your distance. You owe no apology for obeying heaven. Your silence is not pettiness. It is protection. It is sacred space. It is your obedience echoing back into eternity. Something else is happening now. Because of your obedience, God is not only protecting you, He is now trusting you with more. You are being upgraded in the Spirit. Your discernment is increasing. Your dreams may become clearer. Your awareness will sharpen. This is part of the reward. God says, because you listen to my voice, I am now increasing your authority. I will now show you who's for you and who's not. I will now release to you the things that were once delayed. I will now surround you with those who don't just love you, but who fear me, what's coming next will require strength because blessing also brings responsibility. People will start to pull on your energy, again. They will notice the shift. Some will return just to feed off your light. Be careful. Not everyone who's watching your rise is celebrating it. Some are studying it, hoping you stumble. But you won't, because the same God who warned you will walk with you. The same God who exposed the trap will equip you for the throne. The same God who removed her will replace what she blocked with something real, sacred, and safe. Yes, someone is coming. A person aligned with heaven. A person who won't compete with your light but reflect it. A person who won't question your anointing but protect it. Someone who was delayed until now, because as long as she was in the picture, they wouldn't have reached you. But now that she's gone, the divine connections can come in. Watch closely. The replacements will arrive suddenly. Not as distractions, but as destiny, not as chaos, but as clarity. Not as noise, but as confirmation. You are still healing. Give yourself grace. You're still processing. Let yourself feel, but don't stall. Don't wait for another sign. You've seen enough. God has spoken. The exposure has happened. Now it's time to rise. Rise into purpose. Rise into favor. Rise into full divine alignment. You've survived the trap. You passed the test. And now you walk into your reward. Be careful. You are being guided to this message for a reason that will soon make sense. Someone in your family is not being honest with you. They are sick. They are hiding it because they think you already carry too much. They are afraid to burden you. But I, the Lord your God, do not allow anything to be hidden from the one I have chosen. The time has come for the truth to rise. Even if it hurts, even if it surprises you. Even if you were not prepared to hear it. Because this message is not here to cause you fear. It is here to lead you into divine awareness. You must know. You must be alert. You must pray now before the window closes. God says, I am standing beside you with eyes that see all, and what I see right now is not to harm you, but to warn you. Someone with a name you know very well, someone whose voice is familiar to you, is not telling you what their body is going through. They have been suffering silently. They believe it is better to smile and hide it than to let you see their weakness. But this illness is not small. It's not going to go away on its own. It's hidden deep. And the longer it's kept secret, the more it grows. There is still time, but not much. That is why I, the Lord, am calling you to awareness now. I am giving you this moment so that you may pray with intention, so that you may cover them with light, even if they refuse to admit the darkness is already in them. I will not let your family fall apart without sending my angels to warn you. Archangel Michael stands behind you now, his voice thundering across the heavens, as he speaks. You must act. You must not ignore this. Their health is fragile, but your faith is stronger. Go to them. Ask the hard questions. Pay attention to their behavior. Something is off and your spirit already feels it. This is not paranoia. This is discernment. The kind that only comes when the Spirit of the Most High God is stirring you from within. You've been sensing something but couldn't explain it. You've noticed the tired eyes, the changes in their tone, the way they pull away from conversations about how they feel. That is not coincidence. That is your spiritual radar detecting the truth they are trying to bury. But I, your God, do not let my children walk in blindness. I illuminate what others conceal because I love you, and because I love them too. The name has already come to your mind, as you read these words. Don't dismiss it. Don't say it's probably nothing. It's something. It's bigger than they are admitting. They are afraid. They are ashamed. They are trying to be strong. But inside, they are crumbling. You must be their strength. Now, you must pray over them. Even if they don't ask for it, you must speak healing over their name. Their soul is crying out. Even if their mouth stays silent, I am a God of healing. I am a God of miracles. But I can only act when you move in faith. This is not the time to hesitate.